If you've been struggling to get members into your Skool community or to monetize the members that you do have, this video is gonna solve all of that for you, because today I'm gonna reveal the 3 untapped ways that I'm using to bring members into my Skool community that are working now in 2025 and will absolutely continue to work into 2026 that I don't feel like most people are using yet. And I'm not just gonna show you how to get the members, I'm gonna show you the complete ecosystem that turns those members into paying clients. After being selected as only one of 100 people out of 5,000 applicants for Alex Hormozi's private mastermind last year, I have refined the system. I've helped my clients go from 0 to 10K months in as little as 5 weeks, all while working less than 20 hours a week. And now I'm literally living my dream life in Croatia, also working, I would say, close to 15, 20 hours a week. But before I dive into the 3 specific member acquisition methods, I need to show you this freemium model that makes this whole system work, because it all kind of builds together. And it's crucial because setting up the Skool is really actually very simple. And bringing in members is only valuable if you know how to monetize it effectively. So in this video, we're gonna cover the freemium model that converts 5 times better than any other model that's on Skool right now. 3 untapped ways to get aligned members flowing into your community every single day. How to structure your offers to an offer specifically to convert free people into high ticket clients. The exact step-by-step implementation steps, obviously, even if you're starting from scratch, and why right now is prime time for this approach. So let's dive in. And if we haven't met before, my name's Amanda. I am obviously your favorite 4'6" self-projected projector. This was us at Kirka National Park a couple weeks ago when my aunt and uncle were here to visit. It was so cool. So our first imperative step is that you have to choose the right model, because Skool it's a platform, it's a software, but you decide how you want to structure it. And there's a number of different ways to do this. You can have a free community, which is amazing because you get a bunch of members in there, but then how do you monetize it? You could have a paid community, which is great because you're getting paid, a little harder to get members into there. And then that introduces some other challenges, which I'll get to in a second. You could have a free and a paid community, or a free to a paid community, or the one ding, 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 that's the best, in my opinion, is the freemium model, a freemium community, which means that it is a free community on the front end and a high ticket on the back end. The best one, here's how you can choose. This is a great decision matrix or whatever, is going to be the one that works for the most people, that enables you to make great money without having a large audience. Because most of my clients come to me, they don't have a large audience unless they're fifth lines, and then they do. It allows you to make an impact on the world and have happy customers. It does not force you to work all day and night doing stuff you hate, or having to work with everybody. The thing that people don't talk about when you just have a paid community, or i.e. a membership model, or you're charging anywhere, let's say between $97 and $997 a month, or $10K or whatever, is that as soon as they enter their credit card information, they are now part of your paid program and you are beholden to them. I don't know about you. Have you ever worked with someone you did not enjoy working with? I know I didn't leave my 9 to 5 where I had one boss to trade it for, 20 or 50 low ticket bosses who they pay less, but they want more. And then they get worse results because they're not as invested. And you basically have to accept them. Once they've entered their credit card information, they're in your community. And then they literally demand everything from you. And it's just exhausting. I don't know, maybe it's a projector thing. I don't love it. A freemium community, which is what I said, the free community on the front end, high ticket on the back end, is amazing because it allows you to have this huge impact, which is because we do love our analytics here. Skool's done research on this. Free communities have an average of a 20% conversion rate, which means that everyone that lands on your about page on Skool, if it's a free community, about 20% of them will convert. If it's a paid community, only an average of 4% will convert. If you have a massive audience, like you are this guy, Where is he? Oh my God, I have a pickleball school. If you ever catch me playing pickleball, just kill me now. Just kill me then. How do you spell Bill-U? This is so rude. There we go. Oh, that's because his name's not Tim. If you have a huge audience like this guy, you can get away with charging $119 a month and have 1,800 members. That's amazing. But let's look at his YouTube channel. Almost 5 million subs. So yeah, of course he can do a community like this. And this is YouTube subscribers, so that's just the most important number at all. Like you could have, I don't even care if you have 10 million followers on TikTok, it wouldn't touch 4 million on YouTube, not even close. Okay, so unless you have a massive, massive audience, a paid community is going to be difficult for you because only 4% of them are going to convert and only 1 to 3% of your audience is even going to buy from you. All right, next, it has to be something that allows you to make a ton of money because a freemium community allows you to do that because it's free and paid in the same place, you're building trust, goodwill, proof, and people. There are always going to be people who are willing to pay for access and speed and support. So I have my free members and my paid people in the same place. And so now my paid members are posting their wins and their testimonials, and my free people are able to see the results that they're getting. And they're like, oh shit, I want that. That would be cool. Like I actually have 2 pages of wins from all of my paid clients, this is another underrated advantage of having one community, because now I have all my wins in the same place. I don't know about you, if you ever struggle to find your testimonials, like I'm sure you get them, but then where do they go? So I really like having them in the same place. It gives you the purpose of you can work when you want, where you want, with who you want on things you're passionate about, because now I have enough members in my community, I can pick and choose who I want to work with. I don't have to work with everybody. It's incredible. It's very, very simple because let me just tell you, operational complexity is the death of the educational creator. We are at a point in time where you can make one person with like the smallest tech stack. I run my entire business for, let's say, less than $130 a month, making 6 figures, less than 20-hour weeks from my laptop. This wasn't really possible before. And I do it all in just one community. It's incredible. And this activity is actually very underrated because Skool is the only platform that I know of that will send you free members based on activity and engagement. Because what happens is, and I've done this before, I had a free and a paid, when you have 2 separate communities, you'll get the free community up to a pretty high engagement level, and then the people who are usually the most active in your free end up joining your paid, and then the free dies down, and now you've got 2 communities to manage and keep engaged. Whereas with a freemium community, you have got everybody in one place, everybody's active and engaged, and your attention is only going in one place. It's incredible. And the more active your community is, the higher the engagement is inside your community, the higher you rank on Skool Discovery, which I'm going to get to exactly how that works here in just a second, which means more and more free members joining your school. How dope is that? Like I said, my results are, I was chosen for the Skool 100 last year, Alex Hormozi's private mastermind. That was insane. I've passed 20K months now, living in Croatia. My clients, I had one, she just did my 10K freemium school challenge. She's a reflector. Literally less than 3 weeks after this challenge, she closed multiple 4-figure clients, literally within 3 weeks. Crazy. All right, so let's get into the 3-pillar ecosystem that makes all of this possible. So here, these are the 3 ways. Number 1, which this is what I was touching on before, is Skool Discovery. And it looks like this. So on Skool, one of the coolest things about it, I'm obsessed with Skool. I love it. You cannot tell me anything about Skool, is they have all of these different categories, right? And so someone, let's say they join, and right now it's on all. It's showing me like the top communities that are both, it looks like all of these, this one's free. That's cool. Most of these, it looks like this one's free. Some of these are paid. out of all of the categories. But let's say I'm just looking for self-improvement. I can click that and it's going to show me, this guy's pretty cool. This Forbidden Knowledge Academy, $55 a month. And it allows me to just check into other people's communities. Like, what are they doing? What's working? What am I interested in? Let's see, let's go to money. And the higher you rank on Skool Discovery, and I firmly believe, you know how people used to pay so much money to get on the first page of Google search results? What's happening with Skool is that's going to be just as valuable to be on the first page of Skool. I mean, it already is, just as, if not more. And it's free traffic. You're not paying Google a bunch of money to end up on their first page. Skool is literally promoting you because you have an amazing community. What? I don't know if I should get into this now. So the way that you increase your ranking on Skool Discovery, I'm going to put a note here so I remember to talk about it. Public versus private. I get this question a lot as well. All right, so Skool Discovery, the way that you can, and what will happen when someone's on Discovery, let's say, I don't know, let's just try this. Damn, we're gonna have to work on that. What's crazy is I'm not even on one of the first pages, but I get people from Skool like all the time. And I know because, there we go. Okay, so when I search for a term on Skool Discovery, this will be, and they click on it, what pops up is your about page, okay? And your about page is a very, very special thing, and we love it because it's just so simple. And there are a number of ways to pop up higher on Skool Discovery. Number one of which is you have a good Skool about page, meaning you have a picture here, you have some images, maybe you have a video, you have a group description, you've got a profile picture, and you've got some copy here under your about page. Not under, that's part of your about page. The way your about page works is it's basically it's your sales page, website, funnel, it's everything all in one. And they designed this to be like an Amazon checkout. One of the biggest things I hear for people that are new to Skool is, why do I only have 1,000 characters for my Skool about page? And the answer is, like, they studied this, and Amazon, all someone needs to make a purchase decision is, like, they might want a little bit of a description, some videos, a picture, and that's enough. We do not need these endless click funnel, go high level like landing pages that are just so desperate. They're like, are you sure you don't want it? Are you sure you don't want it? Buy this for $27. Like, if that's your style, it's great. It's just not mine. I'm here for simplicity. And I've tried all the other platforms before I ended up on Skool, and I'll never go anywhere else. Let me just say that. So that's Skool Discovery. The way you rank higher on Discovery on Skool search results is you have high quality artwork on your about page. You're in an interesting niche. You have authentic human engagement, meaning you don't have like bots in your group, and you have an active owner. And the way I know this is because when you click on your group settings here, Discovery, you can see. One thing I'm gonna have to work on is payments off platform. You actually keep more of your money when you run all of your payments through Skool. The differences that I've run into is that when I have a high ticket offer, like my mastermind, Stripe allows people to do like Klarna or Affirm or whatever. And I just now figured out how I'm going to do that on Skool, and I've started taking more payments through Skool. But the more payments you run through Skool, the better. So focusing on the good things, having the high quality artwork on your about page, you're in an interesting niche, you've got real people engaging, and then you are an active owner. Those are all good things. What we want to avoid so that we don't rank lower is having bots or fake people in our group, spam or low quality engagement, having a shitty about page, taking your payments off platform, that's a ding for Amanda, having bad customer support, inactive owner. Now let's talk about activity. Okay, well, let's talk about a good about page. I created this guide. This is part of my 100K Biz by Design Mastermind, so I'm giving you guys a little sneak peek. So it's really very simple, and I even have a template in here that you can just copy and paste into ChatGPT. But essentially, you want like an attention-grabbing headline. You want to call out your target audience, like their identity. So spiritual entrepreneurs, that's who I'm talking to. Mostly I'm talking to female spiritual business owners, female spiritual entrepreneurs. Does that mean I never get men? No. People think that the more specific they are, they're leaving people out. That is a scarcity mindset, because if you are not repelling anybody, you're not attracting them either. So you want to be specific in who you're calling out, have some like relatable pain point. What are the harsh realities? Like, what are the problems they're facing on a day-to-day basis? You can share your own results, any tools or method, ideal customer characteristics, having a CTA. It has to be under 1,000 characters. That's not really a tip. And make sure that, like right here, just make sure at the bottom, click the yellow join now button. Be very clear about what you want them to do. Click the yellow join now button. It's so simple. It's so simple. And if I were to break this down and make it even more simple, I would just say, call out the identity of the person you're speaking to. Spiritual entrepreneurs, female spiritual entrepreneurs, millennial spiritual female entrepreneurs. Maybe I should change it to that. And then just, the video, it doesn't even have to be a real VSL. In fact, I don't even think the really official video sales letters do well anymore. It would be even better if you just had a training video that is relevant to your offer on your about page. This is one of my YouTube videos that's done really well that I put here. And then I have a couple client video testimonials. And another thing I could do that's so simple is I could do a screen record of myself in my community being like, hey, here's the community. This is the community tab. Here's the classroom. This is where all the resources live. So this gets started. This is free to everybody. It's open as soon as you join. Here's the calendar. This is where you're going to go for the calls. Members, like that, you could just do a video walkthrough of your community. Just show them what to expect, what they're going to get before they join. So you can list out, here's what you get. Like, you're going to get these calls every week, so that benefit. You can make it really, really simple. Hopefully that was simple. Let me talk about the interesting niche. So I'll just put this here. Identity video walkthrough, just so you can see it. Feature, benefit, so simple. Let's talk about interesting niche. There are only 3 main niches. Maybe I could draw this out for you. There's only 3 main niches: health, wealth, and relationships. You're going to pick one. We live in a holistic, abundant universe. Yes, I know. If I help you make more money working less hours, your health is going to be better. Your relationships are probably going to improve. It doesn't matter which one you pick. It's going to increase all of them. So you just need to decide which niche are you in. Wealth would be either I'm going to help you make more money or save more money. Health is I'll either help you get in shape or stay in shape. Relationships, I'll either help you get in a relationship or improve your relationship. It's really very easily. Or like save yourself from divorce, maybe. Then you want to, what I mean by 2 descriptors, an interesting niche, is I help spiritual business owners build a 6-figure business. My 2 descriptors would be female millennials. You want to be as specific and clear about who you're talking about as possible, because if you're not repelling anyone, you're not attracting anyone either. This is just the way the algorithm works. You would be shocked how many more people I had join my community once I added human design to it. Because human design wasn't always a part of my front-facing messaging. Since I added human design and spiritual business owners, boom. And this is I think this is like my 4th community. And since I've done those things, it's just continued to grow. So having an interesting niche, don't be afraid to talk about the things that you love. So many people, I think they get Skool wrong. They think it's about being this like picture perfect influencer and you have to have your shit all together and just be perfect. Nobody relates to that. Be yourself. People are here for community. They're here for you. What are you interested in? What's different about your approach that makes what you do more valuable or special to your ideal clients? You can bring all of yourself to your business. think about your niche like an hourglass, where it's like you want to be at this perfect point that's specific enough to catch the people above it and they come into your community. And what's really weird is your niche is really not something you decide on it to the best of your ability, but then your customers or your followers, they kind of let you know what they're resonating with. I didn't think people would want to hear about human design from me, but then when I started talking about it, they did. And now human design is a part of my niche. And so now it's like even more specific, but it's like you start off with your generalist like best guess, and then you get it down to this level of specificity, and then from there it kind of widens out again. It's really an interesting phenomenon. All right, let's talk about maintaining high engagement. The difference between your email list and a Skool community is a Skool community, if you're the only one posting all the time, it just comes across as it's basically like an email newsletter in community form. It's basically like you shouting at your people all the time. A community isn't about just me talking to you. It's about me talking to you, talking to each other. Y'all, like, we're all interconnected. So the way to create or maintain high engagement in your community is to encourage that. You want to encourage connections between the members. They talk about it's like either the guru versus what's the name? There's the guru effect, or we could talk about a lecture versus a party. A lecture would be me getting up in front of my community and just like shouting things and broadcasting to them all the time. Here's what I think it's important. This is what I like, blah, blah, blah. And always so serious. It's always about business and sales and blah, blah, blah. A party would be more like, this is what I'm into. What do you think? Have you ever heard about this? I'll tag members in my posts who I know have things in common or who will have something to say on this subject. A party is where everybody's interconnected and they're having fun together. That's what a community should be. That's how you maintain high engagement. And then being an active owner, this just means on Skool, you get points for every like, comment, response, like comments that you make or comments that people make on your post. And so the more you're engaging both in your own community and other communities, like I am definitely getting better about this, engaging in Skoolers. Skoolers is an incredible community that every Skool owner, I can't believe we're up to 175,000 members. That is insane. I just love Skool so much. Find communities that are doing things that are interesting to you. So for me, I only have mine and Skoolers pinned. Skoolers is the only other community I go in that much, but it's because like the value here is so good. So I can go in here every day and like and comment on people's posts, and that gives me points. So the more active I am as an owner, the higher my community, my own community, is gonna rank in Skool discovery, meaning the more free members Skool is going to send me. Let me also I want to talk about the paid versus public and some notes on this because I promised I would tell you this. Private versus public. So inside of your Skool, you have this option here. It's inside your general. You can choose to either be a private community or a public community. There are pros and cons to each one. I had been keeping mine at private. This just means that if your community is set to private, nobody can see what's inside your community until they are a member. Depending on what your niche is, how private, people are, sometimes especially in like health niches where people are sharing like really personal things, they prefer it to be private. And then if yours is a paid community, it's automatically going to be private. People aren't going to be able to see inside of it. But pros of having a public community are that the little Google things that crawl the websites, you're going to even rank higher on Google search results. Not even in Skool discovery, but in Google. So public allows every time someone posts in your community or you add something to the classroom, it's basically like you're adding another website to your directory that is another opportunity for someone who's searching on Google to find what it is you offer, which is so cool. So that's like another pretty underrated way, I feel like, to get members. And then hobby plan versus pro plan, because we're talking about Skool discovery. So it used to be Skool, you could only have, it was only $99 a month for having a Skool community, but they recently introduced the hobby plan, which is $9 a month. Now, you get very similar access to features with both, but the difference is on the Pro plan, you get your own custom URL. And if you are on the hobby plan, what will happen is, because I'm on the Pro plan, you don't see it. You see right under my little, my community descriptors, there's this leaderboard. It just shows the members who are most active and how many points they have. But if I were on a hobby plan, what would show up right here is a list of other suggested communities. So not only would you, everyone has the opportunity to rank on Skool Discovery, but if you have an active, engaged community by doing all the things I just shared with you, you will be one of the suggested communities in someone else's community who is on the hobby plan. Does that make sense? I just feel like I had to share that. Okay, so the first pillar of underrated ways to bring people into your school, and I gave you a bunch just there, is Skool Discovery, how to set up your school in order to do that. The second one is YouTube. YouTube is the OG. Why do you think I'm talking to you right now? This is a YouTube video. YouTube is great because this long form content builds deeper trust. It takes someone an average of 7 to 11 hours watching you in order to feel like they know, like, and trust you enough to make a purchase decision. It's not that hard to build up 7 hours of YouTube content. Do you know how many TikTok videos that would be? That's a lot of TikToks. I know one girl, when she came to me, woman, I should say, she was she had to make 4 TikToks every single day promoting she was doing a 1 hour call for $155, which meant that every single month she had to post, I don't even know how many videos that is, 4 times. 120 TikToks just to make $4,000 a month. Now, I'm not saying $4,000 a month is chump change, but there was no room for growth. She was at capacity and she was a projector. So what had ended up happening was she took 4 months off of her business because she was so burnt out. YouTube is another animal entirely. I can create one YouTube video a week, and as long as it's good, it solves a problem. I'm just being authentic and being myself. YouTube will show it to my people, and it lives as evergreen content into infinity. Whereas TikTok, after a week, they pretty much stop pushing your stuff out. And there's some exceptions. I have things pop off after, a few months or even a year, but it might pop off and go viral. But are people joining my school? Are they booking calls? Are they joining my challenge? No. Generally speaking, no. There's an extra step that's required when we're doing short form, which I'm going to talk about in a second. YouTube is the best platform for conversion. And you can use any video that you post on YouTube. You can also double duty it in your community. That's just extra engagement. So now you have people in your community who are interested in who you are, what you have to offer. You make a video for YouTube. So it's not only living on YouTube where people can come find you there, you're sharing it with your community, which is sending more views. Do you see? It's all working together. It's all working together. YouTube works as a search engine. Like when people really want to learn something and they're serious about it, where do you go? Go to YouTube. I go to YouTube. And I can make 3 YouTube videos in a week if I wanted to in like an hour or 2. How many TikToks could I make? I don't know. It would take me a lot longer. So that's the second way to drive traffic to your school community. And by the way, do you know what the most successful school community owners are doing right now to grow their schools? They interviewed this guy who won the school games. I think this was last quarter. His funnel, do you know what it was? YouTube to school. That's it. That's it. It's a beautiful thing. Do you know how incredible it is that I can make a YouTube video? Let's say I spend an hour coming up with the idea, mapping it out, recording the video, and sending it to my editor. I can spend an hour doing that, and I can go back and look at my watch time or watch hours, and all of a sudden I've had, let's just be real, 10 hours. People have spent 10 hours watching my video. If I asked you how many hours there were in a day, you'd say 24. But the fact that I was able to use 1 hour and turn it into 10 hours of watch time, that's what's called leverage. In contrast, if I look at my TikTok analytics, how long it would take me to create a TikTok and what the total watch time is on there, maybe I'd get like 9 minutes. Do you see the difference? Okay, now that's YouTube. The third pillar is our TikTok and Instagram, and I might as well just include YouTube Shorts here. The way I do this is I have an app, it's called Repurpose AI, and so every time I post a TikTok, it automatically posts it to my YouTube Shorts and Instagram. Highly recommend. There's a few ways you can go about this. At this point, I'm kind of just coming to my TikTok from a place of just being fun and authentic. And this is where I get to experiment and talk about things that are going on with me that I'm interested by and kind of being more relatable. I would say YouTube is more like show and tell, teaching, masterclass type of content. And then my TikTok and Instagram is just kind of more my personality. You'll see more of me there. And I love TikTok. I built my whole platform on there. If you're able to go live on TikTok, now that's another story. That worked really, really well for me. If you are able and willing to go live every day for an hour, that'll work. It's just, I'd rather spend that hour making a YouTube video. So you can create like random, authentic content, leverage your human design here, specifically your profile line. I would say your aura type and your profile line. That is really, really helpful when it comes to content. Really helpful. As a 4/6, people generally need to know a bit more about me in order to do business with me. So I'm not afraid to just be relatable and show all of Amanda. However, messy or stupid or whatever. Like I talked about how I'm in love with DJ Hardwell. I like Big Room. I was on this party boat in Croatia a couple weeks ago. It was so fun. It doesn't all have to be so serious and business related. Your second option when it comes to short form is doing a two-step, I call it the two-step method. What I do is I created this 100K Business by Design AI that essentially I'll just plug my YouTube video in and it'll repurpose it into 10 pieces of short form content. So now when I go post on TikTok, I'll give them let's say I give them one of these tips that I'm giving you here in this YouTube video, and then I'll say, comment me if you want the full video. And now they have to comment that they want this full video. Now I'll respond to their comment, which pushes me up in the algorithm. And now I can reach out in the DMs because they've invited me to send them to the YouTube video. You can do that as well. I recommend if you're going to be doing that, at least posting once a day, if not up to 3 times a day, just because it's so important. More is more on TikTok and Instagram, but you have such a great chance of going viral. You could go viral. You have a 99% of people could go viral on TikTok today because it's very interest-based. The algorithm is pretty incredible. And what'll happen is, the reason I said this random authentic content, I know this video is getting long, but I'm just gonna share it with you, is because I could be showing up every day talking about how much I'm obsessed with playing pool, let's say, on my TikTok. And now I'm living in Croatia. Now I'm talking about living in Croatia, what it's like going to the doctor in Croatia, how I went bowling. I went to this party boat. Here's all the islands in Croatia. It has nothing to do with being, a professional pool player. And maybe I'm giving pool lessons. But what'll happen is I go viral for Croatia content, which I pretty much always do. Every time I post something about Croatia, it goes viral. And usually it's for the wrong reasons. You'll have to go check out my TikTok to know why. It goes viral. But what'll happen is a percentage of those people who found the Croatia video are also going to be interested in, let's say, pool lessons. I'm just giving you an example because the algorithm is just that good. It doesn't matter what you've been talking about, who your followers are. It only matters what that video is about, and it can tell. The algorithm can tell what the video is about, and it's going to put it in front of the people who are most interested in that because it wants to keep them on the platform. So you have a greater chance for visibility and getting the attention on short form. And then YouTube is where you actually convert them. You have the best chance of conversion because YouTube doesn't punish you for sending people off the platform. So the simple flow is, just to recap, is we do our weekly YouTube video. YouTube video always has in the description, either click here to join my free community or book a call with me if you want to apply to work with me one-on-one. Then we have our TikTok/Instagram posts. These are either random kind of personality, relatable things, or the 2-step posts, and then our freemium Skool community. Now, our last section, how to implement this in your Skool community. So this is what I would do. I would start a free group, and I would personally just use the pro plan because I want my own URL, and I believe that the Skool URLs are going to be so valuable it's just worth it. And I also don't want them promoting other groups inside of my group. And they only charge you 3% for all the payments you run through Skool versus on a hobby plan, it's 10%. So that's just my personal preference. So I would start a free group on the pro plan, get the 14-day free trial. If you want, I have resources like step-by-step guides to set up your Skool that are inside Spiritual Business School. If you use my affiliate link to sign up for Skool, you get access to all of that. Then I would invite 3 people because you don't want it to be a ghost town inside of your Skool, right? You want some people in there. My first members were my mom. There's nothing embarrassing about that. And then I built this 100K Biz by Design AI. You don't have to have it. This is just the easiest way I know to create a mix of my long and short form content to promote my community. Once they're in my freemium Skool, oh, by the way, I don't know if I even told you about this. I am running a 10K freemium Skool challenge where I'm literally working with you one-on-one over 4 days to help you make your first 10K on Skool. So we're going to have the Skool community set up. You'll know what the offer is, how to monetize it. I only run this challenge once a month just because it's very intensive and I only do it with 2 people. So if you're interested in that, you can click the link below to apply. But essentially, once they're in your Skool, the way that I would monetize and convert everybody is running a challenge. And I just did this. It's so exciting. Created a challenge GPT because there's a very specific structure to how you run this challenge. And there's a really easy, simple way to promote it and then convert at the end. And so what I did is I took all of the resources that I've used to come up with this idea and this is what I've been teaching my clients. I created a custom GPT to where now all we have to do is plug in your offer and it'll spit out your entire challenge. The homework, the concept, the structure, the promotion plan, all according to your human design and your North Node. Oh my God, it's so dope. I totally forgot I did that, but it's really cool. So I'd run the challenge and then I would create an in-demand high ticket offer based on what people actually want. It's like so simple. They will literally tell you what they want. If you don't already have an idea, chances are you kind of have an idea of the direction you want to go, but you might not be sure the pricing or what should be included in the offer. If that's the case, then just join the challenge or book a call with me below because I can help you with that in like 2 seconds. I would add a paid course to the classroom. That just means like this classroom, this roadmap is open to everybody. This 100K Biz by Design, this is just for my mastermind clients. I would also add and lock calls on the calendar. So I have a weekly mastermind and then a tech and content call for my mastermind clients. So it shows up on the calendar in my community, but it's only my clients can get into it. Only my mastermind clients can get into it. And then I would book sales calls either through posts in your community. It could be on the calendar, just like I just showed you here. Like if someone clicks on this and they are not in part of my mastermind, but they want to be, they can click here to book a call with me. So that's what that means. And the way you set that up is, so I add something to the calendar. So I'll say content call. And then this is the magic. Who can attend this event? And I will just say members in a course. And now only, because I know my Biz by Design course is just for my mastermind clients, only my members who are in that course will have access to this call. And then I'll add my sales call link to here, the description. Where is it? Boom. Come back here. Come back. There. I have to set a time. I'm not going to add it because that's a fake event, but that's what I mean by that. And then I would deliver my offer through the classroom and group calls, which is what I just showed you. So I have the classroom. This is where all of the course materials are. They get access to a bunch of other stuff. I'm just giving you this as an example. So I deliver my offer through the Biz by Design classroom and through the group calls, which are here on the calendar. So that's how I would go through and set it up. The way that you can upsell or convert free members into paid clients is you can talk to them in the DMs. You can run a challenge. Like I said, I have a very specific structure for this challenge that works. It's God, it's so good. You can do calls. You can also do affiliates. Like you can have people promote your group, or you can do it in posts. Like you can post inside your community. Let's say you post something valuable and then you're like, hey, by the way, I'm doing this challenge or this new offer or this new course. Click here to sign up. That's what I mean by that. What can you upsell? So I told you this is like how you can sell people things. What you could upsell is either being an affiliate to they could start a school with your affiliate link, or you could allow your members to be affiliates for you, meaning you have a paid resource or training. And if they promote that training to their friends, they'll get a percentage of the profits. How cool is that? You can upsell. So you could, what I recommend doing if you're starting out, you're just trying to get to 10K months consistently, you're going to be selling a one-on-one offer or a done for you offer. The more done for you or one-on-one included, the easier it is to sell because the better their results are going to be, at least at the beginning. You can also do a cohort. This just means you're teaching one to a few and they're going through it together. Or it could be a course, just meaning one to many. It's asynchronous. You record it once and then people can buy it and take it on their own time over and over and over again. And the reason this is so dope right now is because Skool is taking off. Ever since Alex Hormozi's $100 million money models thing, dude, the fact that we have 175,000 people here is insane. I remember when we had like 20 or less. 99% of creators are still using ChatGPT, or they're posting memes on Instagram or posting 4 TikToks a day just to barely stay afloat. Skool allows you, this whole system that I just shared with you, but specifically Skool allows you to monetize it. You're actually monetizing the attention that you've worked so hard to build. And plus ChatGPT, I love it for some things, but like you really have to know what to give it. And that's why I built the 100K AI and like the custom GPTs that like build this out for you, because there's a specific method that I use that just makes all of this so much easier. And because people want real connection, not fake perfection. This video is not perfect. Obviously it's not perfect, but it's me. This is just who I am. You get what you get. And I have yet to have a single client who's come to me that I'm like, so why me? You know, what was it about me? And they're like, you just seem really genuine and authentic. Because authenticity is 5,000 times stronger than love. And in a world of like fake ChatGPT bullshit where everybody's trying to put on this perfect mask on their Instagram, people want real connection. That's why a community is so powerful. Like I said, gone are the days of just trying to be this perfect Instagram influencer. It's over. It's over. That's not what we're doing anymore. Human design, your specific human design reveals the way that you are wired to market and sell and lead. And then AI just is able to automate everything in your own unique voice. And Skool gives you that perfect home to build a community that's aligned with the energetic role that you're here to play. So we're playing business by design, not burnout by default, which is what we've been taught in America, which is no longer sustainable for us. It's no longer sustainable. Okay, so if we're starting from scratch, you don't have anything going for you right now. I'm just gonna recap really quickly. You're gonna set up your community. That means you're gonna fill in your about page, put a picture on there. You're gonna run a 5-day challenge that you will host inside of your community. You can build a Start Here course. This just means some like free resources. And I actually have prompts for this also inside the 100K Biz by Design AI, but like a 5-part video sales letter. I have a prompt that makes that really easy, but just have some free resources in there that are open to everybody. Add your Skool community link to your link in bio. You're going to create a weekly YouTube video and then post between 1 and 3 TikToks a day. That's literally it. And right now you are at a very special time in history. While everyone else is selling high ticket, waiting for their next like one-on-one client to come and save them from their TikTok, hoping the algorithm will put them in front of the right people, going down these ChatGPT tweaking and perfecting rabbit holes and circles and looking at what everybody else is doing instead of focusing on what they need to do based on what their human design is, waiting for the right time, waiting to feel ready, slowly becoming irrelevant because they haven't figured out this monetization thing yet, chasing likes and follows, which have nothing to do with sales, you, because you're smart. That's why you're here. That's why you've hung out until this point, which I'm very impressed. I mean, running one high converting freemium Skool community that you can run in literally less than 5 hours a week. I don't even spend that much in there. Leveraging your own energetic authenticity so that this is the closest thing I know that's getting paid to exist. I'm all about bridging the masculine and the feminine. Okay. If it's all flow, no structure, we're not going anywhere. If it's all structure, no flow, then that sucks. We're not going to stick with it. We need them both. So we need the money and the business and the structure and our energetic authenticity, our design, what we're here to do, how we're here to get paid, what people want to hear from us together. You're going to be able to make 1 month of content in an hour that for authority and sales. Becoming known as a leader, an expert, an authority in your space, and literally converting in your sleep because you're going to have all the systems already set up for you to do so. So you're not manually doing everything from scratch every time someone says yes, or feel like you got to wake up in the morning and create 4 TikTok videos just to stay relevant. We're not doing that anymore. And you'll be converting 5 times faster with less effort. But seriously, as more people discover this whole model and the methods that I shared with you, like this first mover's advantage goes bye-bye. Like it's gone. The spiritual entrepreneurs, the female millennial spiritual entrepreneurs who are doing this right now are the ones who are going to dominate their niche. And everybody else is just going to be watching on the sidelines looking at you like, damn, how did she figure that out? So if this sounds like you, like I said, I'm running this challenge right now, and here's just one of my...
Oh, excuse me. I am just basking in the celebration that my Skool community has made multiple 4 figures in less than 30 days due to the work that I got to do with Amanda. And I am just so elated because my business felt so draining. It felt like there were just all of these unnecessary moving pieces, and working with Amanda, even in just such a short amount of time, simplified everything. It allowed me to stop having to spend so much time on the back end of my business and allow me to be in the front end, to create community, to nurture these people, so that saying yes to my offers was so much easier for them. I do not regret at all.
That was just one of my beautiful buffaloes who did the challenge, and I would love to have you in it. There's no doubt in my mind that you can figure out how to set up your Skool community by yourself. You're clearly incredibly capable and talented, and your success is inevitable. It's just a question of how fast you want to get there and how much fun you want to have. So if you're interested in the challenge, you want to set up your entire freemium Skool community, everything you need to make your first 10K on Skool. Like I said, I'll link the challenge details below. I only do this once a month for 2 people. You can click the link below to apply, or if you know that you are ready to dive into a high level mastermind longer term container, you can also click the link below to apply to work with me one-on-one, and I will see you in the next one. I would love to know, what is your human design, and which of these pillars are you most excited to implement in 2026 as we go into 2026? I love you so much. Mwah.